The dog days of August and September are the absolute worst time to be a basketball fan. News completely dries up across the league during this quiet stretch. That severe lack of content recently brought Ben Simmons back into the headlines. Yes, you heard that right. The first overall pick from 2016 is reportedly eyeing a return to professional basketball. He spent the entire past year competing in professional fishing tournaments. He actually won a few of them too. In his prime, Simmons was an absolute force on the court. He possessed the handling skills of an elite point guard. His massive 6'10" frame allowed him to lock down all 5 positions on defense. He was an all-NBA talent. Injuries and a questionable desire to improve eventually derailed his promising career. He floundered around the league before literally leaving to go fishing. Now speculation suggests he wants to claim an open roster spot in Boston. Let us stop that rumor right here. The Boston Celtics should absolutely not sign Ben Simmons to fill their open 15th roster spot. Doing so makes zero sense for the reigning champions at this stage. First and foremost, he does not fit the culture established in Boston. Stevens and Joe Mazzulla have built a highly driven environment. Everyone on the roster serves a distinct purpose and buys into the system completely. Stevens does an incredible job maximizing every single roster spot. Even players outside the main rotation provide tangible value to the locker room. Sometimes that means developing young prospects like Ron Harper Jr. for the future. Other times it means signing respected veterans who bring immaculate vibes to the end of the bench. Think about Blake Griffin during his lone season wearing green. Every player must contribute positively to the daily work environment. Simmons simply does not meet those intense standards anymore. His former agent Bernie Lee actually dropped him last summer. Lee walked away because his client seemed completely unserious about pursuing another year in the league. Remember that the 30-year-old guard has not played in over a year. His final stint came with the Los Angeles Clippers back in 2025. He signed there after securing a buyout from the Brooklyn Nets. That brief run in California was incredibly underwhelming. Simmons appeared in just 18 games for Los Angeles. He looked like a shell of his former athletic self on the floor. During that stretch, he averaged just 2 points and 3 assists per game. He grabbed under 4 rebounds a night while shooting 43% from the field. Those are not the statistics of a reliable rotation player. Rumors linking him to Boston last summer actually made a tiny bit of sense. Boston had just watched 3 of their 4 rotation centers leave for new teams. Their front-court depth chart felt dangerously thin heading into training camp. Adding him back then might have given them a versatile emergency option. He could have provided minutes off the bench behind Neemias Queta in certain matchups. But the current situation looks vastly different today. Boston recently fortified their entire front-court rotation. They signed talented big man Mitchell Robinson in free agency. They also drafted promising rookie Chris Cenac Jr. to develop for the future. There is simply no room left for another big man on this roster. Fans advocating for this signing must ask themselves a very difficult question. Whose minutes would you actually give to Ben Simmons right now? You certainly would not take minutes away from Neemias Queta. You cannot bench Mitchell Robinson after bringing him in. Luka Garza deserves his chances, and you definitely want your rookie Chris Cenac Jr. to play. There is also a massive financial hurdle standing in the way of any potential deal. Boston cannot just sign him to a minimum contract without facing heavy consequences. The salary cap math makes this move nearly impossible. The Celtics currently sit just $1.7 million below the dreaded luxury tax threshold. Even a minimum deal for Simmons would cost the franchise upwards of $3 million. That would push them right into the luxury tax penalty. Front offices do not cross that financial line for a project player who spent last year fishing. They reserve those costly moves for missing pieces that guarantee playoff success. Simmons simply does not fit that description anymore. Consider what makes this current Boston roster so incredibly dangerous. Every single player on the floor can shoot the basketball from deep. Defenses are stretched to their absolute limits trying to guard 5 capable scorers at once. Inserting a player who refuses to shoot completely ruins that geometric advantage. Opposing defenses would simply ignore Simmons entirely on the perimeter. They would pack the paint and completely suffocate the primary scorers. We saw exactly how that played out during his time in Philadelphia. Teams would literally beg him to shoot the ball from the outside. When the playoffs arrived, he became an offensive liability that his coaches had to hide. Boston relies heavily on pace and space to overwhelm their opponents. The offensive system requires quick decisions and confident shot-making. Hesitation kills the flow of the offense and leads to forced possessions late in the clock. Furthermore, the media scrutiny in Boston is completely relentless. Fans expect excellence and reporters demand answers when players fall short. A player struggling to rebuild his confidence would face a brutal environment in this city. Front office has worked tirelessly to construct a drama-free locker room. They traded away pieces that did not fit the grand vision. Bringing in a massive distraction right before training camp contradicts their entire philosophy. Think about the incredible journey this franchise has taken recently. They endured heartbreak and learned painful lessons on the biggest stages. Those failures forged a resilient group of veterans who know exactly what it takes to win. Do not need a reclamation project taking up valuable time and resources. The coaching staff must dedicate all their energy toward preparing for a title defense. There is a massive target on their backs this year. Rival teams have retooled their rosters specifically to beat Boston. Philadelphia added major pieces and New York constructed a formidable squad. The Eastern Conference will be an absolute bloodbath from the very first tip-off. To survive that gauntlet, Boston needs complete unity and unwavering focus. Every practice rep and film session matters immensely. The 15th man on the roster must be someone ready to support the core players without any complaints. The idea of reviving his career sounds like a fun underdog story for fans to debate online. Watching a former star attempt a massive comeback always generates clicks and conversation. Reality paints a much harsher picture. Boston operates like a fine-tuned machine right now. Adding a wild-card personality with a history of questionable motivation could disrupt their delicate chemistry. Mazzulla demands constant effort and extreme focus from every single player. It remains unclear if Simmons even wants to play high-stakes basketball again. His recent focus on competitive fishing suggests his passions lie completely outside of crowded arenas. Fishing provides a calm escape from intense public scrutiny. Professional fishing tournaments require patience and quiet execution. Basketball requires aggressive energy and constant communication in front of thousands of screaming fans. Those two worlds could not be any more different from each other. If he truly wants to mount a comeback, he needs to find a rebuilding franchise. A team with zero expectations might offer him a quiet platform to rebuild his confidence. Boston is actively chasing championships and has no time for distractions. Maybe Simmons will find a home somewhere else in the league. A young team out west could definitely use his veteran experience. But his path back to relevance will not run through the historic parquet floor of the TD Garden. The dog days of summer will always produce wild theories and strange rumors. Fans are starving for any piece of basketball news to discuss. We just have to survive a few more weeks until training camp finally begins. Till then, you can confidently ignore any noise connecting this former star to New England. The roster is set and the financial parameters are completely locked in place. The front office knows exactly what they are doing. So rest easy knowing the attempted NBA comeback will not involve your favorite team. Ben Simmons will not be wearing Celtics green this season. Let us put this ridiculous rumor to rest and focus on the real basketball ahead.